All right, back with another week of
Yep,
some good
yep,
old wrestling talk.
yep.
Last week we got to do the night one of Wrestlemania.
Right.
No, night two. Night two was better, except the main event,
Yeah,
which was a lot of people didn't like that main event
they didn't.
for good reason. That
Right.
was terrible. That was terrible.
It was when you had a day to sit back and relax and like kind of overthink it. You had Cody. You built Cody up for 2 years, and you made him look bad. So, and then everybody was waiting on Travis Scott. Was waiting on The Rock to come out after Travis Scott, and people were mad about that. So, there's a lot that happened that recap that WrestleMania,
Man.
the WrestleMania weekend. Yep.
I still don't understand why Travis Scott was out there. He had the longest entrance of the night. It took like
Correct.
5 minutes for him to walk down, and he got involved in the match. I don't understand that.
Correct.
But John Cena, he's the 17-time world champion.
Yep. They've been love writing the rewrite the history books.
Mm-hmm.
So this is another one where they rewrote the history books for 17 times. I'll be the first one to say I didn't think they were going to do it with him as a heel. I didn't think he'd break the record. If I had to put a bet on it, I wouldn't have bet that he would have broke it as a heel for 17.
Did you see The Rock's interview with Pat McAfee?
I did.
Ooh, boy. Is something going on in the backstage with Triple H and The Rock?
Yeah, he confirmed a rumor that was going around that he was called upon to boost the ticket sales for Elimination Chamber.
Oh man!
And now I'm not full blown conspiracy theory guy, but I can see why people are saying TKO is ruining the WWE.
Yeah, it's all about money.
Yeah,
money. They're not in the wrestling business. They're in the making money business.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the people that own the company, they're not really wrestling people. They're live entertainment people.
Yeah.
And it's something going on with Triple H and The Rock. I don't know how much of that is going to come out, but
because like you said, people were mad because it was they left it open ended. The Rock did the whole neck, all of that, and then it's like, wait, you're not gonna show up,
right? Like you the one that did this,
for
the second year in a row, and you saying, oh well, I wanted to step back and give. Why did you get involved in the first place?
Right. And I'm a big Rock. I'm Dwayne and the Rock guy, but he made me mad. I'm like, bro, come on now, you left us empty handed, like.
He told him, "Oh, well, I would have did things a little different." You can't say that, man. You can't do that, man.
This right here is making me see why people hated him. He left the first and second time. Now I can see where they coming from. I see where they coming from now.
Yeah.
Because it was just like you just pissed on the whole industry.
Pretty much.
With that whole interview, and everybody wanted to hear from you, and then you didn't say a lot of what they, wanted to hear, what the audience wanted to hear. So it's kind of like we don't want you to come back now. So now it's like, don't come back at all. Don't ever come back, because if you just go, because we've always known he was putting one foot in, one foot out. We known that for the longest, but we just thought he would be a little bit more committed since he's technically one of the bosses. So.
See, that's the thing. He's actually Triple H's boss, and
correct.
Something going on. I don't know how much it was going to come out, but something going on. Something's going on.
Tight.
Did you catch Raw, SmackDown?
I was in and out of SmackDown. I got to finish rewatching it. I did get a chance to watch the TLC match on SmackDown. I like that.
I heard it was good. I didn't see it. I couldn't stay up and watch it, but I heard it was
good. It was really good. Even
Said
out with the whole prosthetic leg and everything, that was cool. It was a funny spot, but it was overall. They were like that should have been on night one,
right.
of Mania. So
yeah. What What happened on Raw? Gunther choked out.
Yeah, he only did that to keep. Yeah, he only did that to keep the heel heat for him losing.
Yeah,
they just keep the hell. They did that to keep the heel heat on him. A lot. Oh, the other controversy everybody was talking about was the Bailey situation. Well, I don't know if you call it controversy, but it was just
it's going on backstage. It's a political nightmare, in my opinion. Allegedly, that was Becky Lynch's story. She wanted to come back, win the tag team titles, lose them the next day, and then turn. That was horrible, terrible. But you did it at the expense of Bailey, like.
Yeah, and respectfully, I think that was the only other one that could have done that. Because if they did it for anybody else, it'd have been like, why'd you just keep Bailey off? But I guess since she's one of the top four, then her Chris Van Vliet interview, added some more, I guess, context to the situation.
Yep. She said, well, when this comes out, y'all will see. She said, whoa, is something going on backstage in WWE? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I ain't get that whole win the title, lose it the next day, and then
turn on her.
That was okay. Whatever.
Yeah, like I always say, if another company would have did something like that, they'd have been an outrage. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna say nothing else. I'm gonna leave it at that. I ain't gonna say nothing else.
Seth and Paul Heyman are together, and
I do like that. I do like that little faction. Yes. I like that. You can call it another deadly alliance or something like that.
Yeah. I want to see how far it's gonna go. Are they gonna add a woman, or are they gonna add another male member? I don't know. Because
I saw people on IWC was asking for either Austin Theory to come over or somebody else from NXT to come over and be in and be the fourth member of the group. Could be the New Age, the New Age evolution. They were saying.
Yeah.
But I am interested to see how that plays out.
So what is going to be CM Punk and Roman teaming up to fight them? They're going to be a
group. That's what it's probably looking like. I can see that.
Yeah, I don't know. Roman, he might take a little break. I don't know.
Right. He could. That's what he already said. He's got more matches done than he got left. So he kind of hinted that at another article I was reading.
Yeah,
where he said the part time he's about getting ready to. Everybody's starting to get ready to hang it up, but who knows?
Think he said after WrestleMania 42, he said that he winding down. That's pretty much That's pretty much it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well. And then we'll have the main event, the WWE title picture will be next feud will be John Cena
and Randy Orton. Really? Okay. All right, I guess.
Yeah, because the Backlash is in St. Louis, so they had him, return pay-per-view. That's how that's looking.
Okay, that's fine. Did Cody didn't even show up on SmackDown?
I don't think I don't remember seeing him.
I mean, all right. Aleister Black showed up.
He did. In the same debut that he had at AEW. I'm just saying I didn't know. I'm just saying it was the same thing. It was. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Why you laughing?
Oh man. Yeah, it was the same entrance, but this time it was against The Miz. And hey, he's back. That's where you want to be. We'll see. They got to overblow the roster. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Rusev came back on Raw.
Yeah, Rusev did come back. Yep.
All I can say, we'll see. We'll see. Usually they do cuts after WrestleMania. I'm just curious to see who's on the chopping block.
Yeah,
they got a bloated roster. It's not enough room.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know.
We will.
Go going over to AEW. They're having a show in
Mexico.
Arena, Mexico. It's pretty much sold out.
Yep.
Shout out to AEW. But AAA and WWE, they having their show the same week, right? Is it that following Saturday or something?
It's around that time, yeah. The last I looked at it, it was around that time.
A lot of people are upset about that AAA getting bought by WWE.
Yeah, you saw that they fired Del Rio.
Was that true? I thought that was fake.
El Patron. That's what I don't know. That's what I saw. I didn't look.
I thought that was fake, but hey, I understand if they do.
Yeah, because they don't play when it comes to that the rumors and stuff.
Yeah, but since it's AAA, they like, man, that ain't us. We'll keep that over there.
Well, yeah, we could. That could be too.
Yeah. Did you catch AEW Dynamite or Collision?
I did. I got called parts of Dynamite and then parts of Collision, so I was trying to finish up watching all of that earlier this morning. I did see the Ricochet and Mark Briscoe match.
I was shocked that Ricochet lost that.
Me too.
He got his heat back, but
yeah, and we forgot to mention on AEW too that Josh Alexander, they have been wanting him for a while from TNA. They got him he debuted. What was it, last week or a week before last?
Yeah, last week. He lost to Hangman Page and to Owen, and he joined Don Callis, the Don Callis family.
Yep.
He got a nice little roster.
He do.
But they got to do something with it.
That's also true.
They got to do something with it. Stokely Hathaway,
I saw that.
FTR's manager now.
Yep. They need to get somebody to get the heel heat on.
Yeah.
Get the heel heat on them.
I was wondering where he was at. He's been gone for a minute.
He was gone because he last ended up with Statlander, right? With her in the Willow program, right?
Yeah. Last time he was there was All In, and he got beat up. And yeah. He's been gone ever since. So
I did see Anna Jay. She debuted. Well, she came back on Collision
last night. Yeah, and then Megan Bain came and made quick work of her.
Yeah, they had to do that because she lost. Like you said, she lost to Toni Storm, so they had to make her still be a heel. So that's why I had to beat up on her, beat up on Anna Jay to keep the heel heat on her as well. So, and then I don't know if we got a chance to talk about it, but that Mercedes Moné and Athena match was very good from the on. I think that was a couple weeks back.
Yeah, we touched on it briefly last week.
Yeah,
but yeah, that was a good match.
And then we'll have Samoa Joe and John Moxley.
Yeah, it's on Dynamite. It's not going to be at Double or Nothing.
Yeah, everybody kept thinking, that it was. So that makes me think that Moxley's still probably going to win.
Yeah, and they probably going to do the Anarchy in the Arena match for Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
So it probably won't be a world title match for Double or Nothing.
See, okay.
Yeah,
that would make sense.
He'll be in that match.
That makes sense. So they'll save it for All In. Then I'm assuming that'll be the next program leading into
right. The winner of the Owen is gonna face Moxley. Probably gonna be Ospreay. Most likely, Ospreay's gonna win.
Yeah, I think it's something. I told you it's time. I think it's going time to go ahead and get it off of him because I don't think Samoa, like I said, Samoa Joe's just an interim thing. And I did like I was glad Hobbs got the part of the trios titles. I know we kind of briefly talked about that as well. And then I saw them also talking about the Bucks. They was up there. The Bucks messing up the ratings, but they went up against playoff basketball and hockey. So it was
And the match they had, the tag team match they had was good, but nobody likes them, so there's always gonna be something negative when it comes to them.
Yeah, now I will say what was funny, Master P did throw some of the laziest punches. When
they shouldn't.
He came out.
Don't have him on TV no more. That was just awkward, man.
Because they had to pay respect for them being in New Orleans
I mean, they didn't have to, but
they didn't. You're right. They could have kept it backstage like how they did with Rick Ross. Yeah, they could have did that. But if you would have brought the No Limit Soldiers, I don't know.
nah, no. We had that in '99. It was horrible. Don't ever do that again.
Oh, come on. What a time, man. What a time. All right, I understand.
That was horrible.
I understand. And then I'm digging this the Speedball team. Well, Speedball, Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fox with them being a nice little tag team for the time being.
Yeah, we'll see where that go.
We will. And then what's up with this MJF trying to get in with the Hurt Syndicate? What's up with that?
He's gonna end up turning on him.
Yeah,
he's probably gonna cost him the titles, or that is MJF. He's gonna end up doing something, and you probably have a one-on-one with
one-on-one with who?
Probably have a one-on-one with Bobby Lashley.
Makes sense. That makes sense. Then what about the women's Owen? Who you think gonna win it? Because I ain't gonna lie, I know Jamie Hayter. I think Jamie Hayter won it, right? Yeah, I wanted Chris Statlander to win. I fox with Statlander.
No, Jamie Hayter probably gonna win. Yeah,
her against Tony Storm.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Because I don't want to see them have Mercedes Renee win all the belts, but I think it's kind of set up for a collision course. But I don't think they need to be honest, between them two.
Yep. Ain't too much else going on.
Nothing else I see. Now I got a hypothetical for you. Would you want Bailey already said, going back to the Bailey situation, Bailey already said she's about a year and a half left in her contract. Would you want to see her jump over and leave WWE, or would she last on the other side of the fence?
I mean, they ain't really doing nothing with her. And then Mercedes will love it. Hey, why not?
Yeah, because her best friend, one of her friends are over there, and they do have, a lot of support for each other. I wouldn't mind seeing it, but then, like you said, you'd have to really see how much her name carries without, with the WWE backing for so long.
True.
So,
but most likely she'll probably end up staying.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of people, they keep saying, "Oh, that's my dream. That's my dream." They want to be with the WWE. So,
right.
We'll see. It's something to look at, though.
And I got another hypothetical, well, not a fantasy booking, real fast. To book the rest of the year, how would you book Cody for the rest of the year?
I mean, I hope he would try to get his revenge on Cena, get the title back.
Right. I don't know, man. I think he's going to get the title back at the end of the year. I think he's going to get it towards the end of the year. He's going to beat him.
I don't know, man.
There's also saw a weird fan theory that they think Cena going to win Money in the Bank because he's trying to ruin wrestling. So he's going to win Money in the Bank so nobody else could cash in and try to beat him for it.
I don't like that.
And then who would you book to have Jey Uso's next program with?
It gotta be Seth, right?
But he then, the next thing I got to that, I mean, it could be, ain't out the realm of possibility, but that mean that clip where in their little behind the scenes thing they doing for Netflix, where Tripp said we're putting a strap, putting the rocket to you and sending you up the moon. I would figure whatever his next title program is, he's gonna have to win this first one.
Oh yeah. He ain't gonna have it long, but yeah, you're right.
Because I don't like, when would it be
who's on the roster? Who's on Raw?
That's outside of Seth and CM Punk. That's really that I could think of on the
Braun Breaker. He get the title shot.
He could. He could get it and beat him, but that make him if him being the enforcer, that'll throw it out the window.
That's a good question.
Yeah. Well, that's something to think about as we.
It'll be somebody that
summer.
He can beat.
Right.
Don't they have a draft coming up?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't. Yeah. I haven't heard him say anything about it, like through the rumor mill and anything like that. So I haven't seen any of that.
Yeah, that's something to monitor.
It is. I always call it that period, that low period after WrestleMania.
Yeah, you're trying to see
where everything kind of shakes out or flattens out, or where everybody's kind of going, and you got to keep the program going for all storylines involved. And I had another one. I had another topic too, but it slipped my mind. Oh, so I was watching one of the YouTube videos the other day, and it was a dude that I guess this one made me start thinking about TKO ruined the WWE for that theory. The guy, he didn't know anything about wrestling, but he spent $38,000 for those first three row seats at WrestleMania. So he did his whole behind the scenes of all of what he got, and he basically said in the green he was sitting 2 rows behind the green shirt guy. And then this leads me to, there's a rumor going around that the green shirt guy is actually the guy CM Punk hit years back. I don't know if you remember that clip.
I saw that clip.
But that ain't him.
No, that's not him.
Yeah, I don't think that's the same person.
That's not him.
It's 2 different people, but
yeah.
I don't think that's the same person, because you're basically trying to say that that's part of the WWE wrote that where he get, instead of suing, he get, I don't think it is.
Yeah, that's not real.
I don't think that's nothing real. But the dude, he showed all the stuff. So for $38,000 sitting 3 rows back, he got to go to the little, he said before he even get to the world of WWE, he had to go through 2 merch lines, and the shirts was like $60 a pop. And then the second day, this was right before the first day, they got to go to like a couple autograph signings, and then they showed, remember we talked about it on like the $400 everybody, and they getting their picture taken with certain wrestlers. He did all that, and then that's how they got to walk down the entrance. They paid for that. It was a part of the $38,000.
Man,
not 3,800. Not 3,800.
Wow. So walk down the ramp and wow. And
technically, they met John Cena because they showed another part. They took a picture with John Cena in one of the other rooms the day before the first day. So they got to do that. They got to walk down the ramp the day before, because you could only pick through John Cena's entrance, Roman Reigns' entrance, and then like 2 of the female wrestlers. I forgot, because it was for the women that paid for it too. So they got to do all that, and then they got the commemorative plates, the name plates with their personal name on it. That was pretty dope. And it was the real metal plates that you could put, the side panel that you could put on the side of the ring. So I was like, okay, I was trying to add it up, and I was like, okay, that might be 30,000. You still a little off, but at least you're getting something. You paying your hard-earned money for it. So, and they said there was another tier where the green shirt guy, that was the first row, that was another tier. They said that tier had to be over $50,000 to pay for. And I'm like, yeah, if you got it, do it.
You got it, yeah.
If you got it, do it. But goodness. So I was watching that, and I was just like, And that dude didn't have anything to do with wrestling because he said he only went to 2 wrestling events. That he went to that WrestleMania and then like the Royal Rumble a couple of years prior, wherever I forgot where it was at because he said it in the first part of his video. And he sounded like he was just one of them YouTubers, so he had like the YouTube money to do it. So I was like, but more power to you, because he didn't know any of the wrestlers. He didn't know any. He barely knew who Jey Uso was. He and then he wasn't supposed to take a picture. He wasn't supposed to take a video with his phone when he was with John Cena, but he did it anyway. And anybody else, they would have like knocked the phone out of his hand, but they let him slide. So, but yeah, I was like 38,000. Boy,
if you got it, hey.
That's what I said. You got it.
What you want to spend your money on?
Exactly. If you got to do it, by all means, keep what you're doing. What you're doing.
Yep. All right. Well, that's all I got.
Me too. Short, quick one. Like I said, we'll keep it posted on the road to SummerSlam, I guess, at this point on WWE, and then in AEW, the road to All In.
All In, yeah.
And we know that we don't care what nobody say. Is definitely competition. Oh, the last thing. Real fast, what do you think about the Netflix series with the opening the doors of the writer's room and stuff like that?
I mean, they basically tell everybody what goes on anyway, so
right.
Might as well make a show out of it. But it's gonna be like a scripted show. Like it's not gonna be like the real what's going on.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna be all scripted. So
that's why I say I don't. Yeah,
some people like it, but I'll pass.
And see, I'm one of those ones like I don't mind it from that end, but I know like the one they doing on A&E, like that's way heavy scripted.
The LFG.
Yeah, the LFG.
Yeah,
I'll tune in every once in a while. Yeah. I'll be like, but yeah, hopefully the Netflix one, open up our eyes, because I'm just that person. I like to know the behind the scenes stuff. So I like to see how stuff was going. Because like we said I'm trying to pull it up in the group chat, where they said that what was it? It was that the actual booking of who was going to be what. The original WrestleMania card that they had. Yeah,
I saw that.
That was on that board.
They had Cena and Cody.
They had Cena and Cody, correct. They had the triple threat with Roman, CM Punk, and Rollins, correct. They had CM Punk versus Rollins versus Gunther. That was a weird one. I guess that both of them was going to be 2 nights, or they're going to wrestle 2 nights, I'm assuming. Then they had Rhea versus Bianca. Technically, that was right, but they just added Io. Then they had Jay versus Nia. That was the one
for the women's title. Yeah.
Women's title. And then Randy versus Kevin Owens. That would have been had KO not got hurt. And the Wyatt 6 versus Judgment Day. That was interesting. And then the women's tag would have been Charlotte and Becky versus Io and Asuka. That was interesting reading now, and I was like, I thought Charlotte and Becky weren't cool with each other no more. And then AJ Styles and Logan Paul, then Bad Bunny versus Dominic Mysterio, and then Braun Breaker versus Drew McIntyre, and then Rey Mysterio with ? Versus Chad Gable. So I wonder when did this kind of change, or when they wrote it on the board? I wonder. I feel like if I had to put a guess on it, it had to be back November, because I was trying to remember when Nia left. Or when she lost to Tiffy. Whenever she lost to Tiffy for Tiffany Stratton, because Tiffany Stratton wasn't even on this list. So whenever she lost to her, that would have been the time frame.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Yeah, because just looking at it off the paper. So and it's like I said, it's funny how plans change and how stuff goes the other way, and things of that nature. And then, did you get a chance to hear any of the stuff from the roast?
Oh, the roast.
Yeah.
They said Nia was up there getting personal, putting people business out.
Yeah. Now the segment I heard about it, that sounded like a regular roast to me. I could see why people took it a certain way. Yeah. But it said like, because the way you could tell she was reading off of somebody wrote it, or said somebody else like kind of format the jokes, and then she just read off of it. So
I think it was a terrible idea. Wrestlers are sensitive.
That's also true.
Yeah. I think that's
they
gonna
said
cause
Charlotte. They said not Charlotte, but they said Charlotte unfollowed Nia.
Yeah,
on Instagram.
Just said she was just getting up there talking about personal things. She took it way past just being a roast.
Yeah, because there's on Twitter, if you find it, there's like somebody leaked the audio. It's like 2 hours worth of leaked audio, and I ain't gonna lie, the Cody joke was kind of funny. The one she said about Cody was actually about the tattoo. I thought that was kind of funny, but like I said, everybody, you like I said, there's a little softer generation. They teach his own though. So
yeah, a lot of like Spanish jokes and stuff. Like, man, like,
they said Paul Heyman went. Yeah, they said he kind of went across the line too.
Yeah, he had an interesting week this week. He been saying a lot of things this week. I guess that's his new character now. He just saying a whole bunch of crazy stuff. Especially
when he was on Pat McAfee show.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was looking like, oh dang, okay, we going like that. But Pat McAfee can get away with that. He can get away with that on his show.
Terrible.
Yeah, then now that's like I said, that's all I got from there. Yeah, we
yeah. Well, yeah, that's all I got. Until next week, I guess.
Yes, sir. Until next time.